Hi everyone. Hi everyone, welcome to Thursday's craft along. I'm just finishing setting up the live stream and I will be with you all very shortly. I'm just making sure sounds are off. They are. Okay, so we can make a little start. So very warm welcome to you all. Thank you for joining me today. It's Thursday the 13th of June and I'm going to be sharing with you today a really nice fun fold style card that you can use with a whole different host of dies. So we'll wait for lots of people to join and then we will make a little start. In the meantime, I just wanted to update you all. Booking for 2 of my classes closes today. First of all, it is the last day to book onto my Racing by online coffee and card class. That class runs throughout July and you will receive the stamp set, the Racing by stamp set, and you will receive 4 card kits, 1 for each week throughout July. And each week I will post a new video at 2 o'clock on the Tuesday for you to watch and follow along to make the card design of that week. And the other one is the Scenic Travel Journal kit. I absolutely love scrapbooking, mini albums, journaling. So when I saw the new kit that was released at the beginning of June, I thought it would be really nice to do a class. Details of that are on my Facebook page and on my website. If you wanted any more information, though, feel free to reach out to me. The racing car class, they're both online classes. If you can't make the live date, you can follow along at another time. It'll all be recorded for you and booking will close at 8 o'clock tonight for that. So I will hop over to my desk and we will make a little start. Before I do that though, I just wanted to say that all the products that I'm using today can be purchased from my online store. You can find that in the video description below, or you can head to my website, staceymarsh.co.uk. And just remember there's an extra 10% off bundles throughout the month of June. I'm not using the full bundle today, but I will show you bits and pieces of the Citrus Blooms bundle. And I hope you enjoy. Do let me know where you're watching from, and if you're watching the replay, a very warm welcome to you as well. So let's see my desk. Okay, not bad. You can see I've been in the middle of all my prep. I won't lie, I was a few minutes late because I am at the very end of the new series of Bridgerton that was launched this morning. I've got 7 minutes left of the last episode, so I hope you all realise how much you all mean to me because I could have been a lot later. Okay, so the card that I'm going to be sharing with you today, I've already shared the details that you need. And then once I finish this video, I will pop the full tutorial onto the video description and on my website. So you can download that and feel free to share any cards you make back with me. Now, I've called this a pop-up aperture technique card. And the reason I've called it that is because it will work with it will work with pretty much any die. And it works really well with layering die. So these are my 2 sample cards to show you. And I have kept it very, very simple. This one that we're going to be making on this video is very simple. This one is a little bit more complex, but the idea behind the technique is exactly the same. Okay, so this is the card that I've shared a little sneak peek of. It's using the Mediterranean Blooms designer series paper, which will be the theme of my July monthly class. So if you like this card, it's a little bit of a flavour of what to expect from next month's class. I've used the sentiment that is from the Citrus Blooms stamp set. This is a real delight, this stamp set. I'm really looking forward to stamping some images and doing a little bit of colouring. I can really see me enjoying some watercolouring with this set as well. So watch out for more tutorials and demonstrations with it. So the card in itself, it is a C6 style card. So it fits into a regular medium envelope here in the UK. And it is a 10th fold card, meaning that it will stand like so. But the joy of this card is that that main aperture will pop out as you open it. So it's really, really pretty. It looks incredibly complex, but thanks to a demonstrator that I was watching yesterday, I can't remember her name, but I will find it and I will tag her in the post. She made it super, super simple. So I have just altered her measurements ever so slightly. and made them into centimetres so that you can, my brain works a lot easier with centimetres. So I will share everything with you on this video. So I'll pop the card there so you can still see it in shot. This one is one I made afterwards, and it just goes to show that this technique and these measurements will work with a number of different dies. So this one here, I've used the Country Birdhouse bundle, and I've used the Country Woods Designer Series paper, and this one, same idea. The birdhouse pops up as you open it, and it's attached to your card. So whilst it looks beautiful, sort of flat anyway, that would make a lovely standard card design, you know, flat card design, the fact that it's got this really nice little pop-up is just the icing on the cake. So I'm going to put my birdhouse one to one side, and I'll talk you through the pieces that I've asked you to bring along with you. I'm in need of a new blade, so I'm just going to get rid of any fuzzy bits off of my card. So we're going to use a standard card base, and this has been cut. It's half a sheet of A4 card cut vertically. So I'm going to score this. I'm going to pop it in my trimmer so that it's lengthways. I'm going to score it at 14.9 centimetres, although I can't do that because the scoring blade is missing from that trimmer. So that's a great start. Okay, let's do this one. So 14.9 centimetres and score. You can fold that in half, but you don't want to stick any pieces down to it yet. I'll talk you through that in a moment. Now, the other pieces that you will need are here. So I've asked you to bring two other pieces of the same coloured cardstock. One piece measures 5 centimetres across by 10 centimetres wide. Okay, so that's going to be part of our mechanism. And then you need a smaller piece, and these are all really crucial pieces. And this measures 2.5 centimetres wide and 5 centimetres long. Okay. Other pieces I've asked you to bring is a piece of designer series paper. My piece measures 10 by 14.4 centimetres, and that gives you a nice little border of that card showing around the edge. And then finally, I've got a piece of white that's the same measurement, 10 by 14.4, and as you open it, that's the piece that sits behind there. Now, I've used as my dies for this one, I've used the Spotlight on Nature for the large navy circle that you see, and I've used the Stylish Shapes for my inner circle there. Okay, so I am going to start by showing you a few little bits that we need to do. So you can attach your piece of DSP to your card, but before you do that, you need to decide which dies you're going to use. Okay, so we're going to start with the largest die, and you're just going to lay it on, sort of eyeball where it's going to sit. Now I'm going to put mine, you want it to be fairly towards the top, but you need to allow space for your mechanism. Okay, so mine is probably roughly 2 centimetres from the top, and just sort of remember where it is, because what we now need to do is we need to stick that piece of DSP to the card front without putting the glue where that circle is. Okay, so I'm going to turn it over, because my die it's all symmetrical, it kind of is fine. So I'm going to put my die roughly where I want it to be, which is about there, and I'm going to put my glue around it, because you really don't want to, you want to use layering if possible. If you're using something like the birdhouse, you would just lay your die down and again do exactly the same. Just make sure you don't put any glue where your die is going to be cut from. So now turn that over and stick it to the front of your card. Okay, hi everyone. I can see a few people are just joining. Hi Sue. Hi to Ramona. Well, early for you, 4:38 a.m. It's 12:30 in the afternoon here, so a very nice time of the day here. Waiting to board a flight. Very safe travels to you. Hi Catherine, and hi Ali. Right, so now we've done that and we've stuck that down, you're going to cut this out. So I'm just going to try and get rid of all the bits that are still in my die, because we're going to cut through a layer of paper and a layer of card. Okay, so I'll bring my cutting machine in so you can see what I'm doing. Okay, just remember as well, this month we have 10% off of our cutting machines as well. So that's 10% off the big Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine and 10% off the smaller mini. So popping my die on where I want it to be, and I can just see a few little stubborn pieces. Because this is quite an intricate die, it works best without any pieces stuck in it, especially as we're going through 2 layers. Okay. I think I'm good. Let's have a look. Right, there's one bit there. Much better. Okay, let's do this. So I'm popping my die on. It's about 2 centimeters from the top. Hopefully it's nowhere near the glue because I want to be able to separate the 2 pieces. So pop that on, wheel it through, and then you should have 2 dies that are completely separate with no stickiness in sight. And then whilst I'm here, I'm going to cut myself the inner circle. So the inner circle is the large circle from the stylish shapes, and it works really well with these Spotlight on Nature dies. I'm really pleased with how they look together. They layer really nicely. Let's wheel that one through as well. And then I can put this machine to one side. Okay, so I have my 2 die pieces. I'm just going to try and pop out all these stubborn bits. This is probably not a technique I would recommend, but it's just because I'm being quick. So there's still stubborn pieces. If you've got an intricate die, it might be worth running it through twice, so you won't have to do this. These are some of my favourite dies actually from the new catalogue. They've been really well used already. It wouldn't normally be this stubborn, but it's because I've gone through 2 layers with it. Okay, so there's my desk confetti. Let's get rid of that. And now we can think about putting this card together. So I'm going to open my card up, and the next thing you want to do, the wrong piece, you want to stick your inner card layer down. So pop that in. Okay, so that's that bit. And now you want to work on, you want to work on these 2 pieces that we cut at the beginning. So looking at this first piece measures 5 centimeters by 10. What we're going to do is we're going to do some score lines along the long edge, and you're going to score at 2.5 centimeters, 5 centimeters, and 7.5 centimeters. So that will give us 4 equal panels that are 2.5 centimeters wide each. So that's that one. Give it a nice little score, like so, and then pop that to one side. And then this smaller piece, you can either just fold it in half, or because that's 5 centimeters, we're going to score in the middle at 2.5. But it is small enough for you to just fold in half. And those are your scoring measurements. Right, so fold that one in half. I've done really well with my measurements today. That is not 5 centimetres. So now what you're going to do is you're going to bring your card back in and you're going to fold it in half so that the lines, the crease is facing you and the opening is facing away from you. Okay, and then what you're going to do is you're going to put glue just on this first panel. Now I would recommend it being something like double-sided tape or a tape runner. Try not to use wet glue because you don't want to move around and you want it to be quite strong. So open up your card and then you're going to turn that over. So I've got my crease in front of me. It opens away from me. Glue is on that top panel and I'm going to turn it over. Okay. Now, by turning it over, I'm going to open it up and I'm going to stick it so that it's in the middle of the card. Let me show this to you. It's in the middle of the card at the top and it is lined up with that score line. So it's stuck down just with that little panel like so. Okay, the card still folds and all is good. Now you're going to close it and you're going to put glue on the same place as you did the first panel. So just in that top section. And don't worry that when you close your card, you can see it. It's all going to be covered up. So opening at the top, it's stuck down and then close it. Okay. You've then got the start of your pop-up. Okay. Now I'm just going to remember how to do this. Yes. So the next bit, you've got the smaller piece, and I've got the crease facing me and it opens away from me. I'm going to put glue on that side. So just to show this to you, crease facing me, it opens away from me and I've put glue all over that panel. Okay, I'm going to turn it over and I'm going to line this piece up with that crease. So again, I'm putting it pretty central, or as central as my eyes will let it be, like so. And then open it like that. Okay, now take your die that you've cut out and you're going to put your glue on that top panel. So you want it to open, and then lay your die in where it's come from and then it lifts up. Okay, so that is the mechanism that I've used on both of these cards. Okay, so that's the mechanism on the blue one, and the mechanism is exactly the same on the birdhouse one. I haven't done anything differently. So you really can be super creative and make loads of these with so many different dies. I think the postage label dies would work really, really nicely. I think some of the nested essential dies would work. One of these rectangular panels, and just really look at all your dies. I think it makes you look at your dies in a different way. So I'm going to keep mine really simple. I would say if you wanted to do any stamping on your on this die, do it before you stick it down. But I don't want to do that, so I'm going to stick this down. Okay. So just lining that up like that. Oh, here goes the dog. I think he's barking at something outside rather than barking to come in. Now, this is the paper that I've used, but I'm going to use an orange. So over here, I want an orange on its own. That's a whole one. What have I got on the other sheet? Let's have a look. here we go. This one. So I'm going to use this orange kit. I'm in the process of prepping for July's card class. So when I do that, I always give myself a kit to work from, which is why I've only got half a sheet of the paper there. So now I'm just going to follow this around. The dies will cut out some of these images, but for now I'm just going to use my snips. Just follow it around. So basically I'm leaving a little white border to follow this around. So it builds really, really clever, and it looks like a really complicated mechanism, but it isn't. It's quite straightforward. So I do hope you'll enjoy making this one at home. If you do make it at home, always share them back to me. I love to see people's finished cards. So now I'm going to put my orange on, and then you just want to be mindful when you put this on that it stays inside your circle, otherwise it's just not going to pop out very well. And I learnt that the hard way, for those of you that are interested. And I'll just grab some dimensionals to put this on. Thank you, Sue. It is clever. I do like it. I saw it the other day and I thought, oh, I'm going to try that. And this lady Dawn just explained it really, really well. So your die can go off the top, because when it lifts up, you'll then it's got space. But if it's too low, you're not going to be able to open it well. Okay, so I've got my sentiment. It just says hello, and I'm going to stamp that in Mossy Meadow ink. So I've just got some scrap white card that I'm stamping that onto, and I'm going to trim this into a little banner. And then that's going to get stuck just about there. Okay. And other than that, I've kept it really, really simple. I've not done anything else on that card. I may add a few embellishments just for a little bit of sparkle, but they are my 2 finished cards. So let me know what you think in the comments. I'll stick around for a few minutes in case anyone has any questions. I'll make sure that the PDF, I just need to take the second photograph and upload the PDF that will be free for you to download. So do come back probably in about half an hour, and that should all be there for you. As I mentioned earlier, if you do want to purchase any of the products I've used, you can find them in my online store, which is staceymarsh.co.uk. If you pop in the online shopping code for this month at the checkout, you'll receive a free gift and card kit from me in July. If you spend over £45, you'll receive a free kit for my monthly card class this month, and that is using the Full of Life bundle, and that's if you place your order throughout the month of June. So no one's hopped on with any questions, so I will leave it there, and I will say cheerio to you all. I'll be live again, I do believe, next Thursday, and I look forward to seeing you all then. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. I really appreciate you spending some time with me. Take care. Bye for now.